Good morning, everyone, and I am starting something new. Last year and the year before that, I decided to start outdoor gardening. Been growing, basically flowers and roses and stuff for several years, but I decided to start growing vegetables. Anyway, in the past couple of years, we've done tomatoes, we've done green peppers, the cucumbers took over the whole wide world. And then we had peppers basically until almost November this year, and just a good assortment of stuff. And then I decided, like, you know what? Why should I have to stop growing just because it's cold outside? So I went to online, and actually just through YouTube, I actually found out they made grow tents that are specifically for growing stuff indoors. Now most people are growing things they shouldn't be growing indoors. However, I'm actually growing vegetables. There's tons of videos on what you can use and what you need. Now this is a 3x3 grow tent. It's 3 foot by 3 foot, deep and wide, and then it's got a height of about 6.5 feet. So I can easily step in here and reach in here. Now I'm using a Spider Farmer 1000 grow light. And it's got several different spectrums of LEDs, and even has the infrared lights that are in there. And it has adjustable, where I can adjust how bright it is. You may or may not see that because the camera can adjust the colors, but I'm actually changing the amount of grow. I started out first by basically putting together some seedlings, and to grow these directly from the seeds. And I bought this little tray cups, and this particular plastic holds 5 of these tray cups. Each tray cup holds 10 plants or 10 sets of seeds. And one of the biggest mistakes I made is I just dumped seeds in there. You really should put one seed per container, and then that'll give you the proper numbers of seedlings. However, as you can see, some of these seed cuts have multiple seedlings, and they're not going to grow like that. Another mistake I made is I started it way too early. But anyway, I've got culantro, which actually we have a live culantro plant here that's not really doing very well, but that's a spice that's used in some Central American food. I've got some yellow pepper seeds, which were taken from a yellow pepper that was in the house. Sweet pepper seeds and green pepper seeds. As you can see, those have not sprouted. I put these seeds in here on Sunday. Today is Saturday, so 6 days, and we still haven't gotten any seeds out of that. Cucumber. These are cucumber, and cucumber is really taking over. And I'll be honest with you, here in Georgia, cucumber grows like a weed. So evidently it does it in a grow tent also. Roma tomatoes. Anyway, these are like Roma tomatoes. And then Better Boy tomatoes, which are the big, juicy hamburger tomatoes that you can slice up. So anyway, down here, I also tried growing, basically growing seeds in an inert material, just basically to grow inside. These right here, I was preparing these, and I'm going to give these plants away to grow outside. I'll plant some of them outside. But I'll probably take one of these better performing plants and try to actually grow it inside. In here, I've got 2 types of lettuces. I got 2 sets of each lettuce, and then I've got a pepper which hasn't sprouted, and I've got a tomato in there which really hasn't sprouted yet. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to grow from seeds, I'm just going to basically take one of these, put it in that material. Got an aloe vera plant, which actually was happy in here for the first couple of days, but once I started the water running for the hydroponics, the humidity in the tent grow up, and it's not very happy, so it's going to probably move out. Anyway, now for the hydroponics, what I did is I went to Home Depot, and for about $6, Home Depot sells a 7-gallon plastic tub. And anyway, so I bought the plastic tub. And on Amazon, you can buy these grow cups. And so I'm going to have actually 2 of these. I'm going to have one that holds 5 plants and one that holds 2 plants. And so I cut these come in several different sizes. So I got the 3-inch version, and I have a 3-inch hole saw. I just basically drill a hole down in there. You want to fill the water up so that it comes to right at touching the plant. Now the plant is going to get its watering from the water that's inside that growth medium, but after it gets a little bit larger, it'll start developing roots down into the water and getting all of its nutrients from the water. Anyway, this one here will have 5 grow cups. So anyway, the current plans, as I currently have it, is in the 2 plant. I'll probably grow a cucumber and then a tomato plant. And in the tomato plant, I also plant basil around it. Because basil right next to cucumber really makes the tomatoes have a basil-y taste to them. Although I may try 2 different varieties of tomatoes and one of each type of horizon, and then move the cucumber over here into that part there. And then I'm going to do 2 types of lettuce and try a green pepper. Again, this is the first time I've ever tried this, so we will see how it goes. But anyway, as we are right now, I'm just adding the nutrients in, and so far I've added the floral grow, the floral micro plant food, and it's a 501. And these are 7-gallon containers. They're filled up. I counted it. There's about 5 gallons of water in there. So I'm actually going to I put 4 teaspoons of the, I'm going to put 4 teaspoons of the floral micro, 4 teaspoons of the floral grow, and then I only put 2 teaspoons of the floral bloom. And then when I change out the water, I'll change it as the plants get bigger. So anyway, that's just a reference video of how it's going, and I'll take pictures and videos to show what progress we're making. Well, good morning everyone. And it's February 25th for a time and date stamp, and I'm just showing you the progress of my hydroponic and soil grown seedlings. As you can see, the 2 lettuce plants here are growing pretty good. I just put in a new cucumber plant. I took it from the seedlings up above, but I broke some of the roots, so I don't know if that's going to come back. Only time will tell. And that cucumber plant had fallen over and it looked like it was dying, so I moved it to hydroponic. Now this is going to be hydroponics with no air. In the yellow crates, it's going to have it has an air pump that's blowing air into it. And then there's a lettuce plant that I just basically grew in a Tupperware container, just like that, and I transferred that to a pasta jar, and I wrapped it in aluminum foil to make sure that there would be no algae that would grow in there. I'm going to try this one. This plant here comes out of a vitamin bottle, and as you can see, it's translucent, but it is sort of it is translucent, so I'm curious if algae will grow in that, or that one needs to be wrapped also. Only time will tell. As you can see, the cucumber plants and the peppers and the tomato plants in these larger size disposable container biodegradable containers are growing pretty quickly. They're going to have to be transferred pretty soon to outside, but hopefully I can keep them going for another month until it's safe to put them outside. We already talked about that lettuce plant there. And then here's all my seedlings. These were all raised from seedlings. I did something, this is the first year I've ever done this, so I put 3 or 4 or 5 seedlings per container, and I've had to thin them out, so these are the strongest of them all. And we're probably looking at coming up on about the first month. So anyway, down here we've got basil, and then these are the Better Boy tomatoes, these first 2 rows. These are Roma tomatoes, the second 2 rows. These are cucumber plants, and I don't like that many cucumbers, but I planted basically 12 cucumber plants. And these plants here are assorted peppers. Last year, as I was making omelets and using the peppers up, I took some seeds out and just basically saved the seeds. So I have no idea what's going to come out of these, actually. And anyway, and then these right here are sweet peppers. It's an assortment of sweet peppers, so they'll come in several different colors. And back here is culantro. My wife loves that spice. It's available in Central America. And we bought a culantro plant and tried to grow it, or actually bought the plant, transferred it, and it's not a very happy plant. But we also bought seeds and planted the seeds, and obviously they don't like America at all. But anyway, in here, I'm trying to keep the temperature inside the grow tent at about between 68 and 70 degrees. So that could be the problem with the culantras. It's just a little bit too cool. The humidity has been an issue with the hydroponics because I'm a little bit worried about mold starting to develop and algae starting to develop, because the humidity in here is running pretty much in the upper 60s to the lower 70s. So we will see how it goes. Anyway, we'll see. Next grow tent, the progress on the grow tent. I actually just came down here as I moved some of my relocated seedlings inside because I didn't want to cover them up in tonight's frost. I also got some seedlings here that I started of watermelon, and that is a cherry tomato plant. Another cherry tomato plant in the center, and then these are pepper plant, or that's oregano, I'm sorry. I started a habanero. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. The habanero pepper is starting to break through. So we may have a hot habanero pepper outside this spring. And then in here is peppermint, which basically has yet to break through. But anyway, these are my new seedlings that I just started. Those I already talked to you before, sweet pepper, Roma tomato, and stuff like that. Now inside the hydroponic, this one here is a Better Boy tomato, and this right here is a Roma tomato. So I've got one of each type of tomatoes in here, and hopefully, ooh, it's starting to flower. There's the flower right there. So anyway, I'm gonna have to watch these closely because they may be ready to hopefully start to produce. I don't know if I'll get anything to produce in the tent, but we will see. I've got a couple varieties of lettuce. This right here is Roma tomato with basil. There's also a basil plant back there with the Better Boy tomato. With the lettuce plants, actually, I have already harvested lettuce from down here twice. So anyway, and they still keep producing, so I can probably harvest lettuce again. I've heard that you can only harvest it three times, and then you need to plant new lettuce plants. But I've got some lettuce plants going outside, so I may start some more seeds in here, but we will just play it by ear. But anyway, that's how it looks in the grow tent on Friday, March the 19th. So we've got progress from these seeds that were started in January. Thank you for watching.